Okay, well, good morning, everybody, for Sunday, the 12th of March. So we've got a brief respite in some of the weather that's sort of been coming through, although I must say it's looking fairly sort of damp and grey. At least we haven't got any fronts or snow at the moment. It's warmed up a bit. We're bringing in Atlantic weather currently. And as you can see, there's a warm front, which is sort of tracking towards us. At generally quite some speed, I'd say. That warm front probably reaching the coast, the far southwest, probably just after lunch, and then racing its way up to here probably by the time of sunset. So yeah, it's not particularly good at the moment, the sort of weather we're getting. We're still in this very unsettled pattern. Notice how tight the ice bars are as we go into tomorrow, with another front going through, very windy, and then maybe a bit of respite on Tuesday. But as you can see, just more and more fronts. Maybe the chance of some high pressure coming in, just a brief ridge to bring some nice soaring weather at some point this week, but we just have to see. So yeah, that southwesterly wind coming more westerly, and as you can see on here, generally somewhere in the region between 230 to 250, around 20 to 30 knots. Satellite picture of the UK shows a reasonably bright start if you're in the east of the country or in the centre. Those with us at the moment will not notice that this lower cloud has moved in. It's causing us a bit of grief currently. It may be sort of be a bit interspersed, and we can sort of see that on here. But unfortunately, with warm fronts, it only goes one way eventually, and the wind's going to pick up, and the cloud will come down again at some point this afternoon. So yeah, a little bit poor this morning. It perks up and then probably downhill by 3 to 4 o'clock. Good visibility, temperature of 12 degrees, so it'll feel relatively mild. And looking at the GFS forecast, yeah, 12 to 13 degrees. So yeah, looking quite good. 10s and 9s on here as well. The dew points. Currently at Lasham with a temperature of 7, nearly 8 degrees, and a dew point of 6. Picture outside is grey. As I look, I think we do have cloud probably below 1,000 feet currently. Bit of a pain, but yeah, said hopefully we'll find some breaks in that cloud as we go through the day. Farnborough currently reporting broken at 1900. They're in the slightly better weather that we had probably about an hour ago, and as you can see on here, scattered at 2000, broken at 1200, going into later this afternoon. Look a bit further upwind at Southampton, scattered at 27, but they're a lot lower than us. And as we can see there, it does come down later in the afternoon. So yeah, I think we're going to be getting the gliders out. Let's try and get some flying in and see what happens this afternoon and when the deterioration comes in. Let's have a look at the rain alarm. Just see what we're playing with today. Normally, I think the radar won't pick up the warm front, which is out probably about 200, 300k off the coast. But yeah, fairly clear at the moment, but drizzly, I imagine, in between. Good. Okay. So airspace-wise, there's a load of raw flights today up at Bryce Norton, which I do have to point out for anybody that might be heading up there in a motor glider. Effectively, there is some danger areas between about 12 and 1:30 in that vicinity. As I look, it will mean that the top of the Bryce zone comes up to about 5,000 feet, and out to the west, it drops the top base of the airspace drops to 4. So if you're going in that area in the motor glider, please read up before we go flying. Obviously, the king wants to go somewhere for his Sunday lunch. Everything else, looking at that, I think, yeah, middle wallop's active, but nothing too significant, just with gliders. And other than that, looking fairly good. So yeah, I think synoptic pictures just giving us a bit of a headache with this low cloud at the moment, but fingers crossed we should get something done today. Okay, operationally we're runway 27 today, or runway 23. There you go, a bit of a curveball. We'll just see which way it's trending once I get out there. I'll hopefully know in the next 15 minutes or so which way we're going and how damp the grass is. With the grass being damp, probably 2-3 is the most preferable one. So let's say we're on 2-3. as that's probably going to be the easiest run for us to operate with damp grass. And yes, strong winds, to make sure that you plan your circuits and approaches accordingly. And cables will be for 2-3 to the left-hand side of the runway. No jet movements or anything like that I'm aware of. And good, right, we'll see you on the airfield. Bye for now.